Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today on Customer States What? We're replacing this entire harness right here. Where is it? Well, it's in this Toyota Tundra engine bay. It's 2015-16 Toyota Tundra, and we got FIFO and 2 holes up in the engine bay fuse block. So insurance is involved, and we are replacing this entire engine fuse block. Now, it goes into the vehicle over there. It runs along the front here, goes along here. It includes that fuse block, and it also goes into the interior over here. Now, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to remove both kick panels on the inside, on the driver's side and on the passenger side. It's looking like the front grille is going to have to come out. It's looking like the battery is going to have to come out. And I hope that's it, really. But it's a pretty extensive job. I know a lot of the connectors go to the engine. I know some of the connectors go to the fan. I know a lot of them go to the headlights. Oh, damn. And so, yeah. Yeah, that was a spicy one. Well, let's get into it. Well, alright, ladies and gentlemen, the interior portion, well, at least the driver's side, we had to take off this whole kick panel. We got our brake light switch here, we got our throttle accelerator, we got a bunch of other connectors that we just had to disconnect to get this guy out of the way, so we have a whole lot more room to work with. Alright, so we're all disconnected. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this harness on the other side of this harness so we could route this harness out the same way. But we got a little bit of a curveball here. The customer, I guess, has some sort of controller wired into the original harness, and unfortunately it's going to stay with the original harness. We are not going to tap into the new harness and wire whatever the hell that is. So what we're going to do is we're going to just hand the customer the old harness, and they go somewhere else that does that four-wheel drive crap. We don't do that here at the dealer. So yeah, we had to take this trim piece, this kick panel here out. And as you can see, we had to take out a lot. We had a couple of harnesses go around the brake, well, not the brake line, the brake shaft right there. We had another one go up and over the column that connected to our throttle pedal. We had one here for the brake switch. So yeah, I'm gonna have to route this guy out somewhere or figure out how they put it in, giggity, and we're gonna get it out of that rubber grommet. Then we're gonna move on to the passenger side. Yay! Here we are in the passenger side, same exact work. Take the kick panel or the door sill out, kick panel out. Now the harnesses, we had a number of connectors. This one we just disconnected to get stuff out of the way. This is our main harness right here that's going to go through the firewall, which connected to all these guys right here. This main portion of the harness was on this side of this harness. Now this guy right here, well, let's turn the light on. That goes to some sort of ECU that's right up there. What is that? Oh, that's the four-wheel drive ECU. I could just make out the sticker on it. So yeah, now we're pretty much ready to pull this through the firewall, and then we could remove the entire harness out of this car. Very good. Well, alright guys, we got the driver's side harness out. And I gotta tell you, it did suck a little bit. Oh, yeah, just a little bit. It wasn't that bad. It could have been a whole lot worse. Could have been the rest of this harness, but we had a bunch of connectors over here we had to disconnect. We disconnected a bunch of, oh, light drop. But we had to disconnect a bunch of other stuff just so we could have access and actual room to move. We had to remove this entire fuse block out of the way. We had to move the harness out of the way. we had to disconnect the mountings of this harness so we could get enough room to get the harness out of that hole right there. The harness went all the way to the pedal there, and we had some aftermarket guts that went all the way over here. So now we're up to the passenger side. Let's look at what we're involved in now. So we got our fender cover over. This is the entire harness that was on the inside of the vehicle. We had to unplug our ABS block because that guy's right here. We had to dismount it and kind of tweak it up just enough to where we have enough room to get the harness out of here. We had to unplug the entire headlight harness, and I'm trying to avoid taking the front bumper off because there's damage to the front bumper. If I could avoid that, that's going to be good, but I don't know yet because we still got a lot more harness over here that comes into play. We got some more over here that comes into play. The harness goes in there, runs along here, comes down here, then to this headlight in front of the radiator. Freaking beautiful. Well, alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got the harness out of behind the radiator that connects to the fans and a bunch of other stuff. What we had to do was we had to dismount our radiator. One bolt there, one bolt there, one guy here, and one guy there. And what we wanted to do was, or what that does is, I should say, I'm able to do this on both sides and untuck the harness from this channel here so we could have it ready to pull out. Giggity. Now the passenger side, we had to take out the washer fluid tank, we had to take out the entire air box so we could gain access to everything that's right here. We unbolted our fuse block, we unbolted our frame harness from the fuse block. Now, the only thing we got left is whatever is on the passenger side interior. So to get an idea, let's go to the new harness. So here's our fuse block, and that's all we got on the passenger side. So it should go a little better than the driver's side. But you never know until you get in. Giggity. We also had a major connector plug in right here to the engine ECU. So we got that out. Now, let's undo this grommet. See if it's going to play nice. There we go. Alright, that's out. Very good. Alright, so if that's off over there, and that's off over there, and this goes over there, theoretically this should, if everything's disconnected, this should freaking fall out of the car. Let's see. So go there. That's gonna go there. Oh yeah, we're out. That's the hood latch. Giggity! Go. So stuff that needed to be transferred over. All these relays. These guys too. It came with all new fuses except for the relays. It came with a brand new fusible link, which is very good. It even came with some brand new spares and a new fuse remover. Very good. So meow, that's really all we needed to do to transfer over. Now we're ready to install the brand new harness. And I think we're going to start on the passenger side. Let's get it in. Giggity. One tip and trick of the video, what I could tell you is always put a little bit of dielectric grease here on the body harness, on the grommet, just so it's a little easier for installation, because it can suck going into that hole. So we'll see what we get in. I want everything to go through that grommet. All the connectors. That's about where we want to be. Let's open this guy up. Connect him pretty good. Very good. This guy goes right there. Alright, now let's get into the interior, connect all those connectors and get that grommet in. Here we are at the passenger side, everybody. Everything is connected. Grommet is through the firewall. Now we're ready to go into the engine bay and route everything else and start plugging in connectors. Very good. Alright, we have our grommet all pushed into the firewall. Our fuse block is in position. Our ECM plug is plugged in. We ran our harness, put our grommets, our hold downs. Still got to connect the ground there. We still got to connect our headlights. Not really sure where this, oh, I think this goes to the washer fluid actually. And we already ran our harness underneath here. As you can see, our clips are already holding it. We have our horn plugged in. We got this sensor plugged in. We got this horn plugged in. We've still got to move this harness through here. That probably goes to that guy, and this guy goes to that guy right there. Yeah, we still got a little bit to go. And I believe the next step is going to be installing this portion of the harness into the body over there in the firewall. Then we'll be able to complete everything out here, put the engine bay back together. Then we can go into the driver's side interior kick panel and connect all this Gugats here. Very good. At least we're on the back half. We're on the back 9. Well, we're getting closer and closer. That's our hood release cable. This is our positive terminal right here. This is our negative terminal right here. Grounds have been connected. Grounds have been connected. I still have to mount this guy and plug in the frame harness. We plugged in our wiper transmission. We plugged in our heated windshield. We still have to push in our grommet. We plugged in our ABS valve block. We mounted it up. Our brake level sensor right there. Whatever this guy goes to, whatever that guy goes. Oh, that actually might be a wheel speed sensor. Yeah. We're going to have to zip tie this right here because it didn't come with a brand new clip. Let's see, our crash zone sensors plugged in, low beams plugged in, whatever this is plugged in. Still got 2 other lights that I got to plug in and actually go through the wheel well. Yep, see there's one connector, and that'll bring access right up there to the headlight bulbs. Now for the interior, we're up to the driver's side, the Spaghetti Strands driver's side. So we have the harness ran through, but now we have to direct everything properly and to where it goes. I believe this is supposed to be on this side of the harness. And then we got to be able to fit this fuse block back up in there with the mounting bracket. So we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, everybody. Everything here is connected and double checked. We have our hood release cable ran through the firewall grommet. All connections have been made. Our fuse block is mounted up. All connections have been made. So now we're gonna temporarily let this hang right here, but connect everything there. For the engine bay, we're gonna have to at least, well, obviously we're gonna have to install the battery, and we're gonna install the air box. But after I freaking mount that up, and let's see a couple other things here I have to connect. So we're very close. We are very close. everything is connected now. Battery's connected. We did have to disconnect the battery from over here and from over here, because if I touched that terminal, I think it probably would have broken. Or would have broken, excuse me. Alright, we double checked everything. We plugged in our headlights. Still got a zip tie this guy right there. It's connected. We connected the wiper cowl. Didn't put it in yet. Giggity. But, yeah, we're ready to start. Fingers crossed. Contact. That's good so far. No warning lights. And it started right up, so now here's the biggest thing. Will the AC work? Before, when I turned it on, the AC would go on and then the light would flash. Hey! I fixed it. Looks like I do know how to do something. Very good. Now what was going on, our freaking AC compressor, the clutch right over there, would not kick in. There was a break in here. And the way I found that was I accessed the wiring diagrams. I went from point A, that was at the HVAC amplifier, to point B. It's only a 2-wire system. Now what I found was one wire was full continuity. The other one was open circuit. I had no reading. So what I did, I went further down in the wiring harness. We have a connector at the amplifier. Then we had a connector at the kick panel. Then we had another connector at the kick panel here. Then we had another one right here. And then we had the other one at the compressor. Now, everything from this connector here, this green wire, to the connector in there was good. From the connector there to the connector over there was good. And then from the connector there to the connector at the HVAC amplifier was good. So what I did was, I cut this entire portion of the circuit out. I ruled it out. I know it's good. So our issue was from there to here, and when I opened up the fuse block, because we already saw that there was some FIFO activity, I knew where the break was. So guys, if you don't know what to do yet, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification for further content.